Hello, friends of Lance. Friday, May 29th, third day of preparation for the Brazilian national team here at Granja Comari in Teresópolis. Day when Carlo Ancelotti started setting the lineup for Sunday's friendly match at 6:30 p.m. at Maracanã against Panama. Any surprises in the lineup that Ancelotti is putting together for Sunday, Yannick?
I think it's less about surprises and more about absences, actually, right? Because we have Marquinhos and Gabriel Magalhães who are going to play in the Champions League final, as well as Gabriel Martinelli. So at first, the team will take the field, right? From what we've found out with Wesley Bremer, Leo Pereira, Alexandro Casemiro, and Bruno Guimarães, already familiar faces in the midfield.
This pair will be the starters for the World Cup.
This pair will be the starters for the World Cup and the offensive quartet with Vini Jr., Luis Enrique, Rafinha, and Mateus Cunha, who, by the way, spoke to us and the press today. He talked a bit about not caring about jersey numbers, talked a bit about the cycle, which was a bit turbulent for the national team with several changes. It started with Ramon Menezes, then Fernando Diniz had a temporary stint, Dorival Jr., and finally Ancelotti arrived. So, yeah, this is the lineup he should use against Panama. The attack, in theory, is the starting one now, right? Especially after Estevon's injury and other problems he's already had with some players. So that's it. Wesley, Bremer, Leo Pereira, Alexandro Casemiro, and Bruno Guimarães, Vini Jr., Luis Enrique, Rafinha, and Mateus Cunha. Did you like it?
I liked it, but my question is about Alexandro. Will he be the left back for the World Cup? We're maybe expecting Douglas Santos on the left.
I think using Alexandro is more a matter of, I wouldn't exactly call it a test, but it's for him to see how this attack with four very offensive players will perform. And since Alexandro is a fullback who also defends well, I think he'll do that. He's using a fullback who defends better and will give Wesley, who's a more offensive guy, a bit more freedom and then try, I think, to give the defense more protection there. And as Matheus Cunha mentioned in the press conference today, he said that this thing about 4-2-4-4-3, that's an illusion. That was the term he used. I think Brazil starts in a theoretical 4-2-4, but when defending, I think with Alexandro staying back, they form a back three there, giving Wesley a bit more freedom. I think that's a bit of what Ancelotti is thinking, and we also learned from our reporting that Ancelotti talked a lot with Wesley, right?
He talked a lot.
Yeah. Dosa was even mentioning that Wesley made some mistakes in a few games, right?
In the game against Tunisia, Brazil conceded a goal because he lost his mark, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, Ancelotti, we found out that during today's training, this session that was divided into two parts, in one of them, it was attack versus defense with a strong focus on the fullbacks. So, Wesley would move up the right side and cross. After he crossed, while Alexandro was going to the end line to cross, Ancelotti would come over to Wesley and make a positioning adjustment. Changing the subject a bit, you didn't think we weren't going to talk about Neymar today, right? But we are going to talk about Neymar because Neymar did go out on the field today, but in a different situation. He came in wearing sneakers for the activity at the end of the training session. We found out that he was there with some players who were practicing penalties. Neymar was there and looked relaxed, right?
Even smiling, right? He probably even gave some tips, right? Like kick it like this, kick it that way.
But he didn't take penalties, right?
But I think that's already, he went for a light jog, right? At the end.
At the end, he ran around the field there.
I think it's already a good sign, the fact that he looked cheerful and the fact that he did a light run around the field. I think it's a sign that the injury may be progressing really well. And then we should get news about Neymar regarding his injury after the game, already in the United States. Maybe the CBF will have a new update on how he's doing there, what the final stage of his recovery will look like. I talked to the CBF press office. I asked for details about this. Neymar's treatment plan, but they preferred not to reveal much about what he's doing. So we know that Neymar has a whole recovery process, a whole recovery routine. He has those PRP treatments, platelet-rich plasma, where they take out the blood and put the blood back in. He goes through that process of entering that cryotherapy chamber. He has a whole recovery process that the CBF hasn't disclosed, whether he's doing the same routine he follows here. So we have to wait and see how his recovery goes and what the next steps are and see what Neymar will do tomorrow as well, right? That's going to be important. On the eve of the game against Panama, so these next few days will be really important to see how his injury develops.
Let's wrap up the Neymar topic by linking it to another player who gave a press conference this morning. Vasco fans really like Rayan. Rayan really likes Vasco. Every press conference has a question about Vasco for Rayan, and they asked Rayan what it was like to meet Neymar. He even said he got a little shaky when he saw Neymar for the first time. Ryan is an option for Ancelotti. He'll possibly play on Sunday, right? He might get a chance in the second half, but Ryan, of course, is an option for Carlo Ancelotti. Just a reminder that tomorrow, Saturday, the national team will have their last training session here at Granja Comari. Carlo Ancelotti will give a press conference, the traditional pre-game press conference. Some topics we can already anticipate will come up because as journalists we can't avoid them. Neymar will definitely be one of them.
Whether he knew or didn't know when he found out, he'll answer these questions that we have, right? And then, after the press conference, the national team will have lunch here, go down to Rio de Janeiro, and stay at a hotel, probably in Barra da Tijuca, west zone of Rio de Janeiro, southwest zone of.
Southwest, it changed.
It's now Rio de Janeiro, southwest zone. And from there, wait for the game against Panama. I think it's going to be a good game. The team should perform well. That farewell to get the fans excited, and then it's time to start the World Cup. It's already started, but now on American soil, right?
Yeah, to wrap up, just a reminder of the team's schedule besides tomorrow's training and Sunday's game. After the game ends, the players will be released. They'll spend a few more hours with their families, then they're released and will report back to the CBF headquarters at the beginning of Monday afternoon. It's a closed event. There will be a kind of official farewell,
A thank you, right, for all the planning done by the staff and so on.
a lunch together there with the staff, and then at night they board a chartered flight to New Jersey, which is where the team will be based during the entire group stage.
The CBF president, Samir Shaud, was here today. He arrived by helicopter at Granja, spoke with coach Carlo Ancelotti, and watched some training. He and some other officials from the federation, from the confederation. So the CBF leadership's support for the Brazilian national team is important, right?
To show support, right?
Exactly.
That's it. We'll be back tomorrow and, well, throughout the many weeks ahead until the end of this 2026 World Cup.
Hopefully until the end, right?
Bye.